We're at the very quaint and pretty Mint coffee shop here in Acacia Park in Lusaka. We're about to meet seasoned journalist Kennedy Gondwe to get his insights on the Zambian economy. If one is looking to invest in the Zambian economy, which are the growth opportunities?
Quite a number. Agriculture is one of them. People are always going to eat. People are always going to be hungry. So there's a niche or there's a demand area for products that are coming. Mining, okay? There are some greenfield mines that are being opened. There's a lot. I think some of the areas, when you talk about the mining industry, you are concentrating on the Copperbelt province alone. But suffice to say, there are also other areas that are very competitive and you can find minerals. The construction sector is also coming up. Housing projects are coming up, driven by Zambians, driven by foreigners. Okay, tourism is also a key sector that one can invest in. When you talk about the tourism sector in Zambia, again, you concentrate on the southern province or the Victoria Falls. But when you go to the the northern part of the country, there are so many things that you see. You go to the eastern part of the country, the national parks there. There are so many things that you will see. Eating places. People are forever eating. We are in an eating place right now. Okay, small as it may be, but there are a lot more Zambians going into that. So there are a lot of sectors that one can consider investing in. And once you find a peaceful country or peaceful environment, then the sky is the limit. That's what Zambia offers and invest.
If I want to move to Lusaka, if I want to move to Zambia, what are the interesting things to do? What can I look forward to?
The food, okay, and other than the food, if you want to relax, you can go to Livingstone. You want to have a look at the Victoria Falls, you can go to any national park, and the national parks are all over. Nightlife is also interesting. There are quite a number of nightclubs that you can go to, mingle with Zambians. Other than the hardworking people that Zambians are, they also love their drink. So I'm sure wherever you're going to go, you're going to find friendly Zambians, you're going to find drinking partners if at all you drink. You're going to find football-loving Zambians. But we can also be a business-minded people. So depending on what you want to do in Zambia, over a drink, I think you can thrash a number of deals.
We know there's been a trend of huge investment by the Chinese in this economy. Is that still the case? And if so, in which sectors?
It's good you ask about the Chinese. Most of the areas that we find them in is construction and mining. Okay, because some of the projects that the government engages into or gets into are intergovernmental projects. So the Zambian government, for instance, will go to the Chinese saying we want 2 stadia. Recently, we had the Under-20 Africa Cup happening in Zambia, and then there's a move to bid to host the Senior Africa Cup, and there's going to be a need for 2 more stadia or a renovation or revamping of the existing stadia. So the Chinese are going to come. Okay, you're going to find them in mining, like I said, but I think there are also a lot more Chinese that are getting into things like making blocks, making roofing sheets, road construction, agriculture. They're also getting into agriculture. They're also into pottery. So you find them literally everywhere.
One of the concerns which has been reported on has been a seeming crackdown by the government on the media. Tell us a little bit about that.
Some of those things are happening, but most of the things are happening. For instance, in the run-up to the election, there were 1 or 2 media institutions that were shut. Of course, a lot of focus is on the Post newspaper, but in the far-flung areas, we had radio stations being shut, okay, simply because they hosted a person that the ruling party did not want to be hosted, and that obviously made it possible for the ruling party or the government to move in. Unfortunately, our laws here, other than you registering a newspaper, are such that in order for you to run a TV license or a radio station, you have to apply to the Ministry of Information. And the Ministry of Information will keep a tab on what you are doing, more or less. And if they are not happy, they'll simply switch you off. But I think at the same time, what has also happened amongst us journalists, that over a period, we've somehow thrown our objectivity and professionalism through the window. And today you may be dancing and dining with the politicians because they're in the opposition. Once they take over power, you're going to remain a private media. And if you provide the checks and balances as it were, they'll look at you and look at you differently as one of those that are standing in their way. There are so many journalists that have been appointed, okay, into the Foreign Service, simply because once a government takes over, they go to these politicians on their knees and plead for jobs, thereby throwing away their professionalism. So it's both ways. In order for us to be respected, we ought to behave in a way that would draw respect from the politicians. In order for the politicians to be respected, they also ought to leave us in our lanes to do our jobs. You cannot demand for respect or professionalism if you yourself are an objective.
Kennedy, thank you so much for chatting to us. It's been fascinating.